kind of handle. And then you've got two 7-gallon tanks, roughly
70?
Seven gallons, 30 pounds each. So you've got a lot of propane to work with, but with you living out of it, you're probably going to burn through it pretty quick. I'd say it lasts you at least a week, if not more, per tank, I would assume, I'm guessing. Depending on how much you're cooking, depending on how warm you want to keep the trailer. Do you have power out there yet? Or are you still,
We do have power.
You do have power, okay. So you should be good there, honestly. We're kind of getting to the season where it's not too cold, so you can rely on the heat pump rather than running the furnace, right? Which is going to be just propane.
Is that control inside?
Yeah, and I'll show you how to work all that climate control stuff. This is going to come down to your water heater consumption, like how often you're running the water heater, and then your stovetop. Those are your two things that are going to burn through propane the most.
Okay.
And then controlling all this stuff, you just basically have your on-off valve on the tank itself, and then your switcher down here. Basically, at the regulator, you can switch what tank you want to draw.
So it's the arrow or the pointy thing that's
right.
pointing at.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep. And then a green tab here is showing you that it's pressurized and propane's flowing through it.
Okay.
It'll flip red when it doesn't. So either indicating tank is empty or it's closed.
So do you leave them both open all the time, or just leave open the one that?
Just leave the one open that you're drawing from, and then that way you've got the reserve, and you can switch over when your propane just stops working.
Okay.
That's mostly likely what it's going to be. This is the only thing we have to tell you how much propane you have, is whether or not it's flowing or not. And so all of a sudden, if you turn on the stove and it's not firing, you can come out here and check, and then not be surprised you're out of propane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's there's no gauge. It's just green
It's
or
just
red.
green or red.
Right?
It's yes or
Can
no. Yeah.
Is there enough room here to put a gauge on here? Or
No,
do you
the ones that
recommend it?
exist, yeah, they kind of stick out too far.
I have one, and it
Right.
does seem like it would be too far.
There's
She
a-
rotated this a little bit. I don't know if.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to kind of. It's really the pigtail that screws us here, because this doesn't
Yeah,
really
I
bend
see.
much.
I see that. Yeah.
What could work, and what I've heard some folks do, is actually buy sonar sensors and throw them on the tanks themselves on the bottom, and then it actually will ping how full it is, and then read out to your phone.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. Yeah, I've got a guest that has one. He really likes it, and it seems to work pretty well too. So there's kind of technological ways of getting there.
Okay.
Real fancy ways of doing it. Our classic and pottery barns are one of the ones that have like electrical components built into the tank, but this is not.
So I assume that the recommended way of dealing with this is they're both full now. I run one till it turns red, switch over to the other one, and then take the
Go get
empty
filled.
one to fill it at that point. And go
Yeah.
wait around, right? That should be.
And I think we were talking about potentially that big 250,
Yeah,
500 gallon
we
tank
may do
thing
that before-
option. Yeah, that would make.
next fall or something.
Because that way they're coming to you and filling up propane. They'll track how full the tank is for you. We've got one at my house, and we have the service come to us. We're not dealing with.
How big a tank is that?
I think it's 500 gallons is what we've got.
How big is that?
It's roughly, so let's see, I'd say it's about off the ground, about this high. And then from the front of like the tread here, it goes about to here.
Okay.
So, and then it's only roughly like that wide. So it's not huge.
How long does that one last? Compared? So you said that's 500
100 gallons, yeah.
100 gallon. This is 7 gallon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I can get a smaller one if I wanted, a 250 or 200 or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen them in various sizes. It just depends on what you want and need. You have to plumb it all, and that's kind of one of the tricks to it as well. So yeah, but it's kind of a cool solution for you, I think, since you're kind of permanently stationed. And what I really like is the take away the hassle of having to get propane for you, right? Them coming to you is
Where are places that don't do a lot of propane these days other than on our grill with the little.
a little 5 and small.
Yeah, so where do you take these to get them refilled?
You can honestly just Google RV.
You get them refilled, right? You're not swapping them out for.
Not on this one. These are harder to find replace. The smaller ones you could, right? Just swap them like anywhere.
Okay.
These ones you've got to go get refilled. And so you can do that. There's a lot of places that'll do it. I mean, technically we do it. We're not allowed to advertise we do it, but we do it. So pretty much any RV dealership, I think, would offer that for you if you just walked in, if there's one close by. If not, then it's just a matter of Googling the closest gas station that sells it. And you can just Google propane, and then it'll show
You just drive up to it and fill it up. It's instead of
You actually hand it to somebody to do it for you. Because these are all pressurized tanks, you have to be certified to refill them. So usually those guys, if they're selling it, they're certified, and yeah, you just basically hand them the tank.
so unscrew it, twist this off.
Wing nut here, yeah.
The whole thing.
Yep. So wing nut, whole cover comes up and off, right? So you can kind of see how that's moving here, right? And then bracket here is got these notches.
I see. Yeah.
Just keeping everything locked down. So it all just sort of sucks in and tighten the wing nut.
Okay.
So my tech is gonna have to redo this anyway a little bit later. So we'll let that be. Yeah. That's that.